fantastic!
Okay guys, so here this is something different that me and Sweeping Golem are doing aside from the gaming podcast that we usually do. Now this is still a podcast because it is gaming related. As you guys can see in the top left hand corner, it is on Fanboyism, and as you can see it in the whole picture, PlayStation versus Xbox. As you can see though, there is no versus in between those two, because we think both systems are great in their own right. Every system has its flaw, but we're going to get into detail here. But as I always do, I let the guest take it away. Or not the guest, but the other person. So, Sweeping Golem, go.
Okay, on the Xbox today, I sent all my friends this message saying Xbox or PS3. Most people said Xbox, and most said both. And most of the people said after they put the Xbox message in, they're like, PS3 has nothing on Xbox because Xbox is just more superior, and we don't seem to think so because we're like more of a human. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, it's like, that's all. And same thing at school, like, there's people who say the Xbox is better, and PlayStation's got nothing on it, and PlayStation has no games. Last time I checked, you can buy Skyrim on both systems. I had it for both systems.
You can buy Mass Effect for
Last
both
time I checked,
systems.
Mass Effect, see, Mass Effect, as just for the fanboys who are gonna say that Xbox is better on the Xbox, or Mass Effect is better than on the Xbox, well,
It's actually
obviously,
better on the PC.
well, PC can get out, but right now, what's funny is, originally Mass Effect was an Xbox-only game, but see, it just shows that they're not fanboys because they ended up re-releasing Mass Effect 2 2 years after Mass Effect 2 came out on PlayStation or on Xbox 360. I think it came out in 2009. 2009 or 2010, either way. Mass Effect 2 ended up being re-released on the PlayStation 3 and on one disc, not two, and I had it for both systems, and you know what? There was no difference. There was no difference at all. And it just goes to show now that even game companies, they're starting to put exclusives on both systems now. Not all, but just that one franchise, Mass Effect. They just expanded everything, and they just get more fans that way by expanding the franchise to a much larger audience instead of just basing it on one based audience, and I think that was just really good of them.
I don't like when people say that graphics are better than
No.
certain systems, but even though they're the same, who cares if PS3 has Blu-ray or
PS3 did
Xbox?
have better graphics though when it first came out, but then Xbox's graphics began to enhance, and there is a difference when it comes to standard definition. I'll say that, but if you put both systems on HD, there really is no difference.
Yeah, like the lighting may be different, but that's pretty much it.
That's for sure.
Gameplay is same.
Gameplay is same. The lighting is different on Skyrim, though, I found. The lighting is much darker on Xbox than PlayStation 3. I'll admit, Skyrim plays better on the Xbox 360. Again, because you can install games on the Xbox, so that's why it would run a lot smoother. But other than that, it runs the exact same. But I just found that the lighting was much better on the PlayStation 3 version. I don't know why it's darker on the Xbox, but again, that
Probably
doesn't
because of the
matter.
res that they have and stuff.
Probably.
Like, yeah.
But again, I can't. And everyone was saying how, because I'm not going to contradict myself here. I used to be a fanboy, but I was like a weird type of one. Like my original system was the Xbox 360. When it comes to third gen, I first had an Xbox 360 because of Halo 3. I played it like 2 months after it came out in 2007, and I fell in love with the game. And for Christmas, I said, you know what? I have to get an Xbox 360. Halo 3 is an amazing game. And I did nothing but trash the PlayStation 3. I did nothing but trash the PlayStation 3, and then I gave PlayStation 3 a chance. Um, Me and you, obviously, our cousin Alex, I ended up getting into the PlayStation 3 at his house, and I began to like it. I ended up getting a PlayStation 3, added it to my gaming center here, and I don't regret my decision. Everyone tries to say you should have just stuck with Xbox. It's the most superior system. Well, you know what? Sorry to break it to you, Xbox fanboys, but PlayStation was first. Um, and Xbox second generation, it was the biggest flop of the second generation. The original Xbox, it sold the least, but I'm not just saying that because they stopped making Xbox like entirely. After the second generation, they kept making GameCube and they kept making PlayStation 2. They still make PlayStation 2 games to this day because
Really?
yes, they still make PlayStation 2 games to this day. Some
Oh, cool.
I'm not exact. I know they when Guitar Hero was still around before they stopped making those. Um, they were still making Guitar Heroes for the PlayStation 2. Um,
Hmm.
but and and the big thing I think with the Xbox was their lack of backwards compatibility. Now, I'm not an idiot. It can play some backwards games, but not all of them. The original PlayStation 3 that you see on the left of you, that was backwards compatible, played all PlayStation 2 games, and it played PlayStation 1 as well. Now, I heard rumors that PlayStation 3 plays PlayStation 1, the Slims, but I never tried it yet. But, again, like, fanboyism is stupid. I mean, like I said before, I was a fanboy of both systems, and then just recently I did talk a little trash about the Xbox, but it has its flaws. So does PlayStation 3, and all people really say now that against the PlayStation is either they have no games, which is irrelevant because both games are released on the exact same system, and then they'll just bring up the hacker. Like, that was 2 years ago. No, wait, that was last year, wasn't it? Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, it was last
Yeah, it
year.
was last year, 2011, almost 2 years ago. Turn the page, get a new book, just flip the script because it's really getting old.
Like someone we know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you have
I hate
anything?
when people say that, like, PlayStation's online is free and you have to pay for the Xbox. They both have online. You still have to go through certain little issues to get what you want.
Exactly. And it's completely understandable how the PlayStation 3's online isn't as good because they were originally not an online console.
It's still good though.
It's still good online, but that's why there's flaws in their online gaming. This is their first online console. Xbox, this is their second try at it. Now, you can say all you want, this is Xbox's second system, this is PlayStation's third system. That's true. But you were in online gaming much earlier than us. I'm not going to say us, but they were online gaming much quicker than PlayStation, PlayStation 2 and 3. So, this is PlayStation's first shot at online, or second shot, really. Their online wasn't a big success for PlayStation 2, but they didn't keep pushing it. They just released online for the PlayStation 2 and kind of just left it under the radar. It wasn't as pushed as Xbox Live for the original Xbox. But that's what I was thinking before we came up with this rant here, that it's Xbox's second try at online, so obviously it's going to be better.
Yeah, but Xbox Live for the original Xbox like was really laggy, full of.
Exactly. That's how they learned from their mistake. That's why their online is better than PlayStation 3 right now. But see, when PlayStation 4 comes out, see, Sony adjusts quick. So their online is probably going to be better than the 720's online. But who who cares? Personally, I prefer single player games that aren't like I prefer games that aren't massive online, like Call of Duty. Well, not really massive, but like online multiplayers. I prefer co-op multiplayers like Borderlands,
Warriors Orochi.
The Dynasty Warriors series for sure, Warriors Orochi. Things where you can play online with 2 to 4 people. That's the kind of online I like, personally, best. But the online shooters are okay, but I'd prefer a smaller multiplayer game, and that's where PlayStation succeeds. They excel most. That's what they're most famous for. Right? They're single player games, and single player games will get you much more further than I think than multiplayer games.
Still don't get why people would actually go through all their time to waste on their friends saying that, oh, a certain system's better than...
Exactly. They do the same thing. Last time I checked, my PlayStation 3 turns on. My Xbox turns on. They both play DVDs. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Same thing with Mac and PC, man. Like seriously, this I'm just getting on the gaming side of the Mac and PC. How, again, they're fanboys at my school. They'll say, "Oh, Mac can't play any games. Mac can't do anything." Last time I checked, your latest PC game, the biggest PC game to come out probably in the last couple years, Diablo 3. Last time I checked, it's Mac compatible.
Yeah. So
same thing with Diablo. Same thing with Diablo 2. Same thing with World of Warcraft. So where's your argument now? So that's all I wanted to really say about the Mac versus PC thing, because that's all people try to say. It can't play any games. Well, guess what? It does.
Mac is more of an editing computer. PC
exactly, it's more of an editing computer anyway, because...
Exactly.
Why spend... I'm going to guess a good gaming PC that's not Alienware will average around 500 to 500 and up. I'm not going to cut off a limit, because I know a really good gaming computer that's not an Alienware is probably going to be $500 to maybe $2,000. But since I'm not big on the PC gaming, I can't really get a set amount. I'm just going to say $500 and up, when you can just buy a standard PC for maybe... You can get PCs now for like $300. A full, like, not even a netbook. You can get those too, but you can get like a 13, 14, 15, 16-inch computer with a screen for like $300, $400. And then you can just buy a console with that for the same price as one gaming computer, when you can do both at the exact same time. Like as you guys know, I game and watch computer at the same time, because I don't want to game on a little ass screen when I got a nice TV sitting right in front of me. What's the point?
Game makers are fanboys too.
Who?
Game makers.
Some of them can be fanboys, yes, but BioWare clearly is not fanboys. They aren't fanboys in my book.
Capcom
aren't fanboys either. They because Resident Evil was PlayStation franchise. It was never released on the Xbox.
It was released on the GameCube.
It was released on the GameCube too, but it's originally a PlayStation franchise. Or a Sony franchise, I'm guessing. All I remember was all I remember seeing Resident Evil was on the PlayStation 1 and 2 and now 3. But even they went to Xbox, and even Tekken that was a PlayStation game is now on the Xbox, because now I think now even companies are saying to themselves, you know what, fanboyism's stupid. I'm gonna say consolism. Consolism's when you separate it from a console. I just made that term up, pretty sure. But
yeah,
consolism.
Go around.
Yeah, consolism. I think they even think that's stupid, and personally, I do too. It's common sense. If you make something that is accessible to everyone, your fan base will grow.
If you just stay into like one system, and you're just missing out on all the stuff in other systems, like both is the way to go.
Exactly. And it's irrelevant, because when people call me a fanboy, you can't be a fanboy if you have both systems. You can't.
Yeah.
It automatically becomes invalid. And I did play my PS3 for like 3 weeks straight and didn't play my Xbox, only because I had Skyrim. That's only because. It's not because I neglect, and because I had no games for my Xbox. That's not because I prefer my PS3 better. It's because I currently have nothing to play on the Xbox.
It's all about the game, so...
It's all about if you have games for the system, you play it. If you don't, you don't. Simple as that.
Like, who cares if Xbox has Halo,
Yeah, exactly.
Gears of War, and if PS3 has God of War, and Infamous, Uncharted. Uncharted is a PS3 exclusive, right?
Yup. Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, PlayStation 2 classics. Many to name.
Yeah.
Many to name. Much more than Xbox, but we're not fanboys here. We're just saying they have more exclusives that most people like more, because when the original Xbox came out, they had more sports games than anything. That's the only reason why I did not have an original Xbox. Because the rest of my family did not like sports games. We preferred fighting and just variety. And that's what PlayStation 2 brought in the second generation, along with the GameCube. They had variety, and that's where the first Xbox, I think, really failed. Now, if Xbox did have variety, I'm not saying it didn't have any variety at all.
Yeah, it does have variety.
PlayStation 2 and GameCube just had much more. And that's why I had one. And when the Xbox 360 came out, I guess they learned from their mistakes and just expanded their horizon and just got every type of game on their system. And then PlayStation 3 did come out a year later, and it was great. It's a great system.
When I was young, I didn't even know about the Xbox. I only heard about the computers. So all I got was PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. Then you brought me up with the Xbox, and I was like, oh my god, I need to get this.
Yeah, you got an Xbox the same reason I did, because of Halo.
It looked good though.
Yeah, Halo 3 is an incredible game, but so is Uncharted.
Halo 4 is gonna be better than Halo 3 actually, because of the tweaks they made.
Yeah, like and what really, oh my god, and Alpha Omega Sin, you guys watching might know who he is. Link in description below to his channel. He just did a video on how fanboys use game sales to win arguments. Now, I did not watch it yet. I'm gonna watch it after this is posted. After this
game sales.
After our rant gets on YouTube here, I'm going to put it up. But and Noah, you better not watch that while we're doing this.
Yeah, no, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But in my life.
Yeah, that's what the fanboys at school try to use. Ooh, Xbox sold more. Xbox sold more, so therefore it's better. That's like playing games for the graphics. And again, if you play games for the graphics, that's like watching porn for the story.
They both have games, stupid. Like
they both play games. Stop the fanboyism, the consolism. Stop it all.
Both have apps.
Respect both.
Both have DVD players.
Yeah, respect both. Every generation has one system that flops.
That's the Wii.
And that's one thing. Everyone's gonna go on about sales. Well, the game system that had the most sales out of the third generation is the Wii, but it's a children's toy. So we're not and because most gamers now are going to be either female or little kids, and the Wii appeals more to them. Now,
yeah, like the Wii, Kinect, and the Move are just like a bunch of freaking children's toys.
Now, for my female fans out there, I'm not being sexist here and saying you guys don't play Xbox or PlayStation 3. I'm just saying
no, they do.
Females appeal more to the Wii. I'm sorry to break it to you. It's true. Same thing with little kids. I think little kids should play the Wii anyway, because we don't need little kids on those two great systems right there. We don't need it.
It kind of just ruins the experience.
It hurts our ears. It hurts our ears and everyone's video game experience. But second generation, it was the Xbox. This generation, when it comes to games, it's the Wii. But if you're going to talk about sales, fanboys, the Wii beat us both. It beat both of those systems. So really,
shut up about it.
So yeah, your sales argument is really invalid when you talk about your system having more sales than the PlayStation 3, because the Wii's outsold both of them. And the best-selling system to this date is the Sony PlayStation 2. And it's still selling. But,
yeah, exactly. Like,
And yeah, so we have 5 seconds. Sweet and Golem, say something right quick.
Fumble.